tonight. Abra and Mountain Province under state of calamity due to Egay. Tropical storm Falcon slows down while heading westward over the Philippine area of responsibility. Marcos declares August 8 to 14 of every year as Philippine Space Week. Another big-time oil price hike seen next week. Portugal eyes stronger defense and maritime ties with the Philippines. Court junks appeal versus De Lima's acquittal in second drug case. And the PCG and police to file complaint versus captain operator of sunken boat in Binangonan. Good evening, I'm Raymond Kaibigan. Newsline Weekend begins right now. For those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, glad you could join us. Topping the evening news, Mountain Province and Abra under state of calamity due to Egay. The local governments of Abra and Mountain Province declared a state of calamity on Friday in the aftermath of Typhoon Egay. The province is experiencing incessant heavy rains and strong winds, thereby displacing and affecting residents and causing severe damage to agricultural crops and livestock, as well as substantial damage to the dwelling of many Abreños, read Abra's Resolution number 143 that was issued on the recommendation of the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. The Abra PDRRMC said 3 people died, 4 were injured, while 1 remains missing in Abra due to Egay as of July 27. The council reported that 41,627 families, or 161,630 across the province, were affected. It added that Egay cost 24.67 million pesos worth of damage to agriculture, infrastructure, and houses. Mountain Province also declared a state of calamity following recommendations by its Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council. Mountain Province's resolution number 2023-360 reads, according to the PDRRMC, reports and initial assessments from the different local risk reduction and management councils of the province show severe damages on social, agricultural, and infrastructure sectors due to strong rains and strong winds, with partial cost of damages amounting to 423,200,318.20 centavos. The province's legal officer, Tomas A. Kiwang Jr., said the declaration would allow the local government to tap its Quick Response Fund for relief and recovery programs and prevent an increase in the prices of basic commodities. Egay exited the Philippine area of responsibility on Thursday, and no more storm signals are raised over any areas of the country. It continues to enhance the southwest monsoon, causing heavy rains. The cyclone has left 13 people dead and 20 other missing throughout the country, according to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. From one storm to another, Tropical Storm Falcon slows down while heading westward over the Philippine area of responsibility. Tropical Storm Falcon, international name is Canon, has slowed down as it moves westward over the Philippine area of responsibility, the State Weather Bureau said today, Saturday. In its 11 a.m. bulletin, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration said Falcon is forecasted to remain far from landmass. However, it will enhance the southwest monsoon or habagat to bring rains and strong gusts of winds to western areas of Luzon and Visayas in the next 3 days. The habagat is currently strengthened by Doksuri, a tropical storm over mainland China, Pag-asa said. It was called Egay, peaking at a super typhoon category while inside the Philippine area of responsibility. In a briefing, Pag-asa weather specialist Benison Estareja said the trough or extension of Falcon brought rains to eastern Visayas and Caraga. A state meteorologist said Raising wind signals due to Falcon is unlikely based on their current forecast scenarios. The enhanced southwest monsoon is expected to dump heavy rainfall over Zambales, Bataan, and Occidental Mindoro on Saturday. Estareja said Pag-asa may raise orange and red rainfall warnings in these areas, which may cause flooding in flood-prone zones. Light to moderate with at times heavy rains may be experienced over Metro Manila, Pangasinan, Tarlac, Pampanga, Bulacan, Antique, and Northern Palawan. Gusty conditions are forecast over Zambales, Bataan, Palawan, Occidental Mindoro, Romblon, and most of Calabarzon, Bicol region, and Western Visayas. Pag-asa also said strong bursts of winds will be expected over a large portion of Luzon and Visayas in the coming days. Falcon is the sixth tropical cyclone to enter the Philippine area of responsibility this year and the third in July. It was last spotted 1,315 kilometers east of central Luzon, moving west-northwestward at 15 kilometers per hour. It was packing maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 80 kilometers per hour. The weather disturbance is seen to strengthen into a severe tropical storm on Sunday and then a typhoon in the afternoon, according to Pag-asa's latest track and intensity forecast. But the Bureau said the tropical cyclone will stay over the Philippine Sea and far from the country's landmass throughout the forecast period. It is expected to exit the Philippine area of responsibility between Monday afternoon and Monday evening, heading to the east of China. Meanwhile, a gale warning is in effect along Luzon and Visayas coasts. In other news, Marcos declares August 8 to 14 of every year as Philippines Space Week. Beginning this year, the country will celebrate August 8 to 14 as Philippine Space Week, following a proclamation by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Malacanang today, Saturday, said Marcos issued proclamation number 302 on July 25 upon the recommendation of the Philippine Space Council to highlight the substantial influence of space science and technology applications on the country's development. There is a need to promote space awareness, celebrate the significant contributions of Filipinos worldwide in the field of space science, and espouse the value, benefits, and impacts of space science and technology applications on the lives of Filipinos, read the document. The palace noted that the yearly observance would coincide with a reenactment of the Philippine Space Act on August 8, 2019. Marcos ordered the Philippine Space Agency to identify programs and activities for the week-long event, as he enjoined all government entities and private sectors to participate in the celebration. Another big-time oil-price hike seen next week. Fuel prices are expected to go up for the third consecutive week, according to a forecast by Unioil Petroleum Philippines Incorporated today, Saturday. Unioil said oil price adjustments are expected from August 1 to 7. The per-liter price of diesel is seen to go up by 3 pesos and 20 centavos to 3 pesos and 40 centavos, while the price of gasoline may increase by 1 peso and 70 centavos to 1 peso and 90 centavos per liter. Firms have implemented increases in fuel products in the past 2 weeks, reaching around 2 pesos per liter last July 17. According to the Department of Energy, the price adjustments resulted in a year-to-date net decrease of 40 centavos per liter for diesel and 3 pesos and 35 centavos per liter of kerosene, while gasoline had a net increase of 8 pesos and 90 centavos per liter. Coming up next on Newsline Weekend. Portugal eyes a stronger defense and maritime ties with the Philippines. Court junks appeal versus De Lima's acquittal in second drug case. And the PCG and the police to file complaint versus captain and operator of sunken boat in Binangonan, Rizal. More news coming your way when Newsline Weekend returns. Keep it here on Radyo Natin to 103.5 News FM. We will be right back after the break.
Chevaline. Hapon na mukhang fresh ka pa din. Baho lang ng anit.
Mabahong anit? Mag-new Head and Shoulders every day. Para kahit malapit, fresh ang anit.
Chevaline, refresh ka na sa hapon man o sa malapitan.
New Head and Shoulders for 100% dandruff-free hair. No visible flakes with regular use. Hello, Washi! Laundry day na naman!
Yay! Anong meron?
Mancha ng chocolate, putik, may libag pa.
Kaya natin yan! With Pride Washing Machine Detergent, may triple stain-away formula. Tanggal ang makapit, madikit, at madupis na tumitmancha. Kaya easy ang labada.
Mula noon, hanggang ngayon. All you need is pride. All you need is pride. Easy as sky na everyone. Iwan ang distraction. Magic ang guideline. Mag-focus sa moment with pride. Sarap ng sama-samang litrato. Dala ng pagkakula. Tawanan at kwento. Walang maiiwan. Sa bonding. Buhos lang ang puso. Pagkakula at galing. Dahil na everyone. Everyday sa bahay, daming activities. Kaya breakfast pa lang, give them champion energy. Milo breakfast every day, Milo breakfast every day. Start your day with a balanced diet, healthy lifestyle, and an energized, nutritious breakfast with Milo. My winning combination of milk, champion energy nutrients, at choco multi-sarap. Milo breakfast every day, Milo breakfast every day. Healthy, just start your day, Milo every day.
Dalawa, tatlo,
Sinong mananalo?
apat, lima, ano.
Fix na natin.
Vicks Vapor Up. Bibigay ginhawa mula sa anin na sintomas ng sipon.
Mabuti ng pakiramdam.
Vicks VapoRub is available in Pure Gold stores nationwide. Visit your nearest branch now.
I-fix na natin. Mabuti ng pakiramdam.
Chem4 Plus Menthol Plus Eucalyptus Oil is the generic name of Vicks VapoRub. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ngayon, everything starts from the home. Stay at home, work from home, school from home. Buti na lang, lagi namin kasama ang sarap na at home sa aking pamilya. Gardenia.
Dahil ang gardenia bread, laging masarap, mabango, malambot, masustansya, at freshly baked every day.
Kaya kami mag-anak, ngayong stay at home, laging may gardenia sa bahay. Tara, let's bagets! Gardenia time!
Gardenia, laging kasama.
Sa mga millennials at young at heart, bagay na bagay sa inyo ang MX3 Plus. May CoQ10 at may L-carnitine. Sabayan pa ng workout at healthy diet. Kayang ma-achieve ang good health. Mag-MX3 Plus, araw-araw para M-Extraordinary. Mahalagang paalala, ang MX3 capsule ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Kapag kintab ng sahig ang pag-uusapan, dito na tayo sa number 1. Star Wax Floor Wax. Kintab ay to the max.
Halos mabilis na sa likod ng tinding tayo mga bisig. Kapag hirap na usapan, dito na tayo sa number 1. Mag-Star Wax Wax, Star Wax Wax. Yan ang kintab na to the max, max, max.
Star Wax ang number 1 floor wax. May waterproof formula. Buhusan mo ng tubig, balikintab ang sahig.
Star Wax Wax, Star Wax Wax.
Star Wax, di amoy gas.
Star Wax ang number 1 kintab na to the max.
Star Wax ang number 1 floor wax. Gawa ng ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality. Shield Bath Soap. Galit sa sakit at may malasakit. Ang Shield Bath Soap ay recommended ng Philippine Nurses Association.
Di biro maging nurse, dapat marunong sa sakit at marunong mag-alaga. Yung bang may malasakit, kaya pagdating sa baso, hanap ko tulad ko, lalo't may pamilya ko. Kaya ang gamit ko, Shield Bath Soap. Galit ito sa sakit na dulot ng germs. May antibacterial na pareho ng sa leading brand. At may malasakit sa skin dahil may Shea Butter Moisturizer. May malasakit din sa budget dahil super affordable. Kaya naman recommended ito ng Philippine Nurses Association. Shield galit sa sakit, may malasakit.
Shield Bath Soap, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation.
It's a nurse.
You're still tuned in to Newsline Weekend on Radyo natin to 103.5 News FM. I'm Raymond Kaibigan. Portugal eyes its stronger defense in maritime ties with the Philippines. Portugal wants to strengthen ties with the Philippines in the areas of maritime defense and security, among others, according to Lisbon's top diplomat. We also have opportunities for defense, education, and maritime cooperation, Portugal Foreign Minister João Gomes Cravinho said during his official visit to Manila on Friday. He added that several Portuguese companies have expressed interest in investing in the Philippines. Cravinho is the first Portuguese foreign minister to visit the country since 1946, according to his Philippine counterpart Enrique Manalo. His official visit is a milestone to the Philippines and Portugal bilateral relations, the Foreign Affairs Secretary said. Cravinho also reiterated Portugal's support for Manila's historic arbitration win against Beijing in the South China Sea case. Manalo, meanwhile, said he also discussed with Cravinho how the Philippines and Portugal can strengthen trade and investment relations, as well as the importance of increasing partnerships between the two countries' higher education and diplomatic training institutions. Meanwhile, court junks appeal versus De Lima's acquittal in second drug case. The Muntinlupa Regional Trial Court has denied the prosecution's motion seeking to reverse the second acquittal of detained former Senator Laila De Lima, who has been slapped with a total of 3 drug cases. The Muntinlupa RTC Branch 204 rejected the prosecution's motion for reconsideration on July 6, but a copy of the order was released to the media on Friday, July 28. The court said the appeal against De Lima's May 2023 acquittal lacked merit. Every acquittal becomes final immediately upon promulgation and cannot be recalled for correction or amendment, read the decision penned by presiding Judge Abraham Joseph Alcantara. With acquittal being immediately final, granting the state's motion for reconsideration in this case would violate the constitutional prohibition against jeopardy because it would effectively reopen the prosecution and subject the accused to a second jeopardy despite their acquittal, it added. De Lima was also cleared in one of her drug cases in February 2021. This means only one case remains pending, with the next hearing set on August 1 to be presided over by the new judge, Hiner Quito. And finally, the PCG and police to file complaint versus the captain and operator of a sunken boat in Binangonan, Rizal. Authorities on Friday said complaints will be filed against the captain and operator of the passenger motorboat that capsized in Binangonan, Rizal, leaving 26 people dead and possibly more. Definitely, we are going to file a complaint together with the PNP or the Philippine National Police against the captain and the operator of the motorboat, Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson Rear Admiral Armand Balilo told Radyo Natin To. He also said in a public briefing that investigation is already ongoing and the probe will also look into actions of the PCG personnel in the area. The search, rescue, and retrieval operations are ongoing after Aya Express sank on Thursday, Balilo said. The boat left Binangonan at around 12:30 in the afternoon en route to Barangay Gulod, Talim Island. However, strong winds caused panic among passengers who leaned to the port side of the boat, causing it to capsize. It sank in the muddy water around 50 yards from Barangay Kalinawan in Binangonan. The incident happened the same day Typhoon Egay exited the Philippine area of responsibility. With the exit of the typhoon and the lifting of all storm signals, Balido said it is part of their protocols to give clearance to sail to all motorboats and seacraft, including those in Binangonan. Aside from the fatalities, the PCG also said 40 passengers were rescued. The survivors were sent home after receiving medical treatment, Balilo said. Meanwhile, the number of missing has not yet been determined since the captain himself cannot also give a clear picture of how many were on board, Balilo noted. The PCG spokesperson said there were surely excess passengers on board since authorities have so far accounted for 66 people, far from the boat's maximum capacity of 42 and the declared number of passengers of 22. Aside from the number of passengers, Balilo said authorities are also investigating if all those on board wore a life jacket, which is mandatory. According to MBI Express, boatman Donald Anyain, his fellow boat personnel allowed more passengers to ride while he was submitting the manifesto to the PCG. However, he was mum when asked about the wearing of life jackets and the number of people inside the boat. Anyain also apologized to the families of the victims. Balilo, meanwhile, said the incident is isolated but is sometimes unavoidable due to unforeseen changes in the situation on the ground. The Maritime Industry Authority has suspended the safety certificate of passenger boat. It said it will conduct a marine safety investigation once the search and rescue operation is completed. A quick roundup of tonight's headlines. Abra and Mountain Province under state of calamity due to Egay. Tropical storm Falcon slows down while heading westward over the Philippine area of responsibility. Marcos declares August 8 to 14 of every year as Philippine Space Week. Another big time oil price hike seen next week. Portugal eyes stronger defense and maritime ties with the Philippines. Court junks appeal versus De Lima's acquittal in second drug case. And the PCG and the police file complaint versus captain and operator of sunken boat in Binangonan, Rizal. And those are the stories making headlines tonight, July 29, 2023. For Newsline Weekend, I'm Raymond Kaibigan. Keep it here on Radyo Natin to 103.5 News FM. Good evening.